Yo, what up YouTube? It's your boy Rob Skate TV, and we are back in the building with a full review of my, well, I don't know about full review. We'll see how much I get into it, but about my X Pro 150 sail, my Chinese 150 dirt bike. So if you've been following the channel, shout out to the people that are actually subscribed, answering constant questions about my old Razor. I'm more than happy to point you guys in the right direction. And then a couple few people that actually have the Happy Run F18, and obviously no questions about my KTM 690 because I don't really film stuff on that yet, but maybe I should. But now we're talking about a gas dirt bike, which is my X Pro 150 sail. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this out real quick into the sun so we could talk about, you know, the upgrades for the bike, and then the things I liked, the things that I don't like, and the things that I plan on changing, along with a couple project bikes on the floor. But you know, it's really gas and electric around here. We kind of just do both, man. Whatever's dirt bike, whatever's fun, and whatever is really supermoto. So let's get this thing out to the sun and talk about some upgrades that I got going on and some upgrades for the future. So if you clicked on this video, that means that either you're looking at an X Pro 150 sail and you're considering it because it's just a budget pit bike. It's a little bit taller than like your 125, like your SSRs, and it's just a little bit better. So what we have here is your standard Zhongxing 140cc horizontal engine, 4-speed. I mean, it tops out at maybe like 50 miles an hour, give or take. Not really sure because I haven't really done like GPS on it. I don't want to do like a random like GPS thing for it. I'd rather put like a whole speedo. So we're doing, you know, all of that in the future. But regardless, we have a 17 front, 14 rear. You got a 2-piston front with 220 millimeter rotors, and you have 190 millimeter 1-piston rotor right there on this side for the rear. I had to double check because I'm pretty sure it wasn't 2-piston. You got your kickstart there. You have no electric start, and then let's see, and then you have your keyed ignition that sits up there, and that's pretty much the basics if you just get a regular one that is on box. So the things that I upgraded right out of the box for my X Pro were the handlebars. The handlebars were absolutely junk, so I had to upgrade those. You can go with pro tapers. I just went with the J-Pang 22 millimeter handlebars, which worked out great in my favor. And then I also have my J-Pang grips that kind of spun around here. Hold up, let me fix that. So I got my J-Pang grips to match here. And then I got an aftermarket throttle that's just a little bit better quality than the Chinese one that came. So shout out to that one. I got risers because it was a little bit smaller. I would say this bike caters more towards like maybe like kids and teenagers versus an adult. So if you are an adult, I would focus more on getting that ride height and everything right. I'm about 5'7", 5'8", 160. And it rides so much smaller than even my little Happy Run pit bike. And that's because the seat height is only 33 inches instead of 35 inches. So I had to do a couple other things to make the ride a little bit more comfortable. So we'll go ahead and talk about those comfortability upgrades too. All right, so quality of life upgrades, if you are an adult and you're looking at this, or a teen that's obviously taller. First things that I had to do, I got myself a tall seat cushion off of a Husqvarna 65 or a TC 65. So these plastics are based off of a Husqvarna 65. The seat is not 1-for-1 for the seat. I did get the cushion, and then I had to staple it. I had to stretch it over the old X Pro seat, but that kind of messed up the stitching right there. So I'm going to get a rib seat and then redo that. But the tall seat definitely made it a lot better, along with the tall handlebars. I threw some mirrors on here, some quality of life stuff. The throttle cable, I had to replace it with the Nibby throttle cable because when I raised the handlebars, obviously my clutch cable was not going to be able to make it. So new clutch cable made it feel way tighter because out of the box the clutch cable was really loose. Adjustable front brake lever. I'm gonna replace this with an even better brake master. And then the Nibby carb. The Nibby carb was an absolute necessity for me because I'm in Colorado, so we're a mile high, so we have the lack of air up here. So The carburetor basically comes pre-tuned for like sea level, you know, wherever it is in China. And then on top of that too, you can't necessarily tune it that easy. They don't have the little screws out here, so you can just drop it and jet it. It's just kind of stuck unless you drill into it, take it out, and then rejet it if you want to use that, you know, crappy carb. But I suggest if you're going to get this bike, get yourself a Nibby carb. The Nibby 24 FL for the flange bolts right on and works absolutely fabulous. I love this thing. You know, definitely night and day difference from the Chinese carburetor. So Nibby 24 carb, I just got aftermarket shift right here because the other one just felt a little rickety. That one feels so much better. And then I got myself a NGK spark plug instead of the cheap no-name Chinese spark plug. I have an aftermarket CDI underneath the seat that definitely helped raise my RPM and made it start and run a little bit better. Like I said, I'm a mile high, so the lack of air, any type of tuning definitely helps. So, oh, and then I have this 32 millimeter slip-on. The factory one was so restrictive, like it literally, I think like they have like emissions or something like in China, so they have to put like the most restrictive exhaust. So I got a 32 millimeter slip-on, makes it sound so much better. And I'm trying to think about any other things that I got going on here. And I just slipped this little thing so I can put my cell phone, other things like their little pouch stuff in there. I think that's about it for that. Let me get back to some more stuff here in a second. We'll probably fire it up so I can show you at least what it sounds like. All right, cool. So what I was also going to say too, if you're looking at this dirt bike and you just want to get one that has a better feel of being a little bit taller and a little bit more adjustability, look into the X Pro 150 Storm. The Storm is a true dual sport that's catered more toward adults rather than teens, and the seat height is 35 inches instead of 33 inches. So if you want to get something out of the box that's a dual sport, you can try to register it and be able to ride it anywhere, and has a little bit bigger wheels, I would say going with the X Pro 150 Storm. But as for me, this was just a perfect budget pit bike that I can get. We have a couple mods that are going to be happening. So the mods that are going down, we got this extended swing arm, and I'm going to be running, because we're just really supermotos in this garage, I got the rims over there. They're going to be running 16 supermotos with a 45 tooth sprocket, because it comes stock with a 41 tooth sprocket, and it does give it a higher top speed but no torque. So maybe people are like, dude, can you pop it up? Can you pop some wheelies? Just like in first gear, even if you clutch up in second, it doesn't really give you enough torque with that 41 tooth sprocket. So I'm gonna upgrade it to a 45 tooth sprocket, and that should give me more than enough torque to be able to pop it up. Fingers crossed, and then we'll see. I'll lose some top speed, but like I said, if I go through the process of trying to get this street legal here in Colorado, I mean, we're just cruising. I'm not doing anything past like 45 anyways. I don't need like a 30 sprocket to hit 60 miles an hour. Like, we're just trying to hit some dirt, have low end torque, have fun, and be able to pop it up, be able to get over obstacles. But that's basically that there. So let me go ahead and put the camera on my helmet, and then we'll fire it up, and then we'll cruise around, and I'll take you over to these little dirt jumps behind my house, and then you guys will see what it's about. Okay, let's go ahead and try this off. Had to cool off my GoPro for a second. We'll see if we can get this thing fired up. It usually is like 1 or 2 kicks, but I've been doing so much other stuff, and like the motor's super rich right now, so we'll see how many kicks it takes to get this bad boy started. I'm weak. All right. Okay, 1 kick. Don't think that your X Pro is going to start every time off 1 kick, but with the Nibby carb, you definitely don't get as many kicks for sure. Usually it's like 1 or 2. All right. So now we got it all set up here. Let's go ahead and cruise. You got your 4-speed. It says like a top speed of like 50 plus. I haven't put it on GPS, but it definitely feels in the upwards of after 40s. So, and like I said, with the tall seat and the handlebar riser is way better, because with the short seat, it was so close to my knees, made it a lot harder. So have arrived at the little back jumps behind my crib that we're working on. Hopefully, you know, I can continue to make it better, but I made the mistake of leaving tools out here and somebody stole all the tools. So that part kind of sucked, but we did get them like pretty decent back here. If you ever have like a open piece of on-bought land, you know, like I've been saying before in my previous videos, and you're in the city, try to make yourself a little pit bike track, man. Have some fun. That way you just don't have to be in the streets as much. So, but as far as a bike that's made for what it's meant to do in the dirt, definitely nice. Hopefully his viewing angle is so much better. This is this little step up right here. Went a little bit too slow on that one. I had it downshift. We're not doing well in third. Alright, we'll turn back around. We'll hit the step down. That's on me too. Also, going from like my e-moto to my dirt bike, that actually got me. Like I pulled in the clutch for the rear brake, which it got me weak. Usually that doesn't happen, but going in between both would definitely be a doozy. I can't wait to get the Sumos on here. But I'm very impressed with the X Pro suspension. It's not bad. My handlebars got loose again. I gotta work on the risers on the handlebars because they keep getting loose too easily, and that's not making it great for me. But in the dirt, you get to really see, you know, what it's capable of. But I gotta work out how I can tighten up these handlebars. I think I might have a better idea, but alright, we'll get back to the crib and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, anyways, now we're back to the crib. That was a quick little dirt run, but not too crazy because my handlebars got loose again. I think I'll put the key ignition on the bottom and then be able to tighten up the handlebars perfectly, because it was supposed to be 22 mil, but there's too big of a gap in between it. But anyways, final thoughts on the X Pro 150 sale. If you're looking at this bike, if you already got it and you're trying to make some adjustments or some mods, hopefully you enjoyed my little bit of advice on the mods that you can do. Remember, Husqvarna TC65 plastics and comparable seat if you want to get a tall foam to get that 35 seat height instead of the 33 inches. And then handlebar riser definitely is a must, and better handlebars as well. And the most important thing is that nibby carb. If you can get that nibby carb, would definitely help you out immensely, because I feel like that's the most important thing that I put on this bike out the box. If you don't take anything from this, at least do the nibby carb out the box. But the X Pro Sale 150, super fun. I can't wait to do more mods and continue to enjoy this dirt bike, from my gas bike to my electric bike to my street bike. Just having a great time. But anyways, I'm RobsKTV. I'm out. I'll catch you guys in the comments. If you have any questions or asking for any links or anything to be able to find it, I got you. But until then, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace, y'all.